What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It's your boy, MM2K, back again from PNTS Network and StadiaDosage. I'm here with a special show. You know what I'm saying? We're going to call this one the House of Stadia. All right? Because I get there's a lot of new people here, and even though there's some new people, we're seeing the same old tactics, right? And I think it's important for me to make some things abundantly clear to some of the new school out here, to reintroduce the product and what we got going on here on StadiaDosage YouTube. I got to be mindful of StadiaDosage.com, where it's a lot more professional. You know what I'm saying? But here, you know, they kind of let me run the reins here. You know what I mean? It gets a little wild. But I want everybody to understand what's going on here with StadiaDosage on YouTube in particular. I mean, we kind of have a presence on Twitch that's, you know, at a halt and going at a halt. We're going to fix that later, but that's here nor there. But again, I think at the beginning of the year, after we saw the wave of new Stadium gamers, I don't think we respected that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had a wave of gamers that rolled, or, you know, because a lot of their favorite content creators weren't around. And I'll talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about it right now. A lot of their favorite content creators bounced. A lot of the ones that I was creating content with too. You know what I'm saying? They no longer make content for the platform. A lot of that is because there were a lot of people that had certain expectations for the platform earlier on. And it's me included. I'm not pointing any fingers at anybody. Like, I knew everything. I had to check myself. I got it wrong too. But when we figured out what the realistic expectations were of the platform, there were a lot of us that made a decision. Some of us said, oh no, this ain't, you know, I didn't come here for this. I came here for an Xbox, PlayStation competitor, maybe a year, feasibly a year out of launch. You know what I'm saying? I didn't come here for this, and they rolled. And that's fine. Others said, okay, I didn't know it was quite this, but I get that how huge this is going to be. And I am fascinated, and I am charmed, and I'm enamored by the tech. And it spoiled me, and I want to keep playing here, and I want to help see this thing grow and improve. And then there were some that were in between. Some of them, they were more like the first case, but I get, for whatever reasons, because they were on social media and they got used to the community and they still wanted the community's ear, they were afraid to leave. So they lingered, and some might still be lingering now, and they're going, like I said, they're going through the 5 stages of grief. You know what I'm saying? Where there's denial and everything. And then there's finally the recognition. I said that on SLS featured MM2K last week. Check that out. And they got to come to the recognition. Sometimes you got to let them kick and scream in the corner. Let them kick and scream in the corner. As a manager, I used to have employees that I would have them bring them in one-on-ones, and I'd be like, look, I understand you want to do ABC, but the rules say that we can only do XYZ. And they would curse and fuss and do all types of crazy stuff. And I remember when I was first being groomed, my manager at the time, shout out to the homie B, I'm just call him, he gonna go by B, shout out to B. I remember the first time somebody was doing that, all that kicking and fussing and screaming and cursing and swearing in the conference room. And I felt like I had to jump in. No, how dare you? You were wrong. And my manager, he extended his arm out against me and said, just stop. So just stop and watch. She was kicking and screaming and just was going off. And then give it about 3 minutes. And when she saw that we were just sitting there staring at her, she stopped and left the conference room. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, that wasn't the end of it. We had to, there was other corrective action that followed after that. But sometimes when there's a storm or there's a fight brewing sometimes if you just sit and stare and look and let the dust settle, that's better than getting yourself involved and getting yourself all mucky and dirty and all messed up for no good reason. Because they going to kick and screaming regardless, and they want other people to be in there while they kicking and screaming so they can have someone to kick and scream. But if you ain't throwing no fit like them, or if you don't co-sign the fit that they're throwing, then let them throw their fit and you go about your business. You know what I'm saying? And we're starting to see that happen again, where you got new gamers that are enjoying the platform. I think these new gamers have a better understanding of what Stadia is, opposed to some of us that was here at launch, who might have had grander expectations. I think these gamers have a more grounded understanding, so they're cool with it. So you're seeing these forces try, and they're not as successful in getting Stadia gamers riled up and angry, like they were. So they tried these sneakier tactics. They try to be a little bit more abrasive and all this other stuff. And you hear these sentiments a lot. Well, I don't really like the platform. I don't think it's any good, but you constantly talk about it. A lot of people don't like the Ouya. They ain't talking about that. The Dreamcast is actually dead. Ain't nobody, it comes up in reference every now and again, but they ain't still talking about that. So if there's all this doom and gloom with Stadia, why is it constantly in your mouth? Why is it every time there's a conversation about Stadia, regardless if you know all the facts or not, you feel like you got to interject? If it's dead, if it's not going anywhere, it's because you feel a certain way and you feel like everybody has to agree with you. And if people don't agree with you, then that goes against your confidence of what your opinion is. And if the confidence in your opinion is that shaky, then maybe you need to reevaluate your opinion. But at the end of the day, it's not going to shake my fundamental joy, because I don't need someone to bite my sandwich to tell me how it tastes. I'll bite my sandwich my damn self. And now you have a core of Stadians, which I love this. You have a core of Stadians that I think are more solid in the platform than we did when this thing launched. So a lot of their confidence is unshakable, but there's still some that are still susceptible to a lot of the jargon. Like I said, the kicking and screaming that's happening in the corner. And I think they've done a better job than even some of us old timers of just looking and letting them. Like my boss did, he extended his arm. He's like, yo, no, don't even engage. Right? So that's where we're at today. And I know a lot of you are new. Shout out to Ron Slusher in the house and Tweet the Style, let everybody know that we live. I know a lot of you are new. Y'all not down with MM2K's product. You may have heard me screaming for a couple minutes and said, what the hell is this guy's deal? And went about your business and you don't understand, and now you're getting groomed and acclimated to what we do here. But what we do here is I'm not one of those content creators that's going to engage often the silly stuff. Like we kind of walled ourselves off from a lot of the silly debate and the silly themes. And as they bubble to the surface, they come over the wall a little bit, we'll address them. And then we go back to our business playing games. You know what I'm saying? That's why while everybody was upset, throwing a fuss yesterday, I just booted up Division 2. I was playing a game. You know what I'm saying? And again, I think that's more of a better approach to handling a lot of this stuff than we've been seeing in the past. And that's because of the new stadiums that are in the community. They have a better grasp at this stuff. Now, what I will do every now and again is I will try to extend an olive branch, so to speak, right? I will try to do that. I will see somebody who have some untruths about the platform, and I'm either going to engage with you in one or two ways. If you just have misinformation about the platform because of the media, and I totally understand. We just did a hell of an interview earlier today with the developer for Project Z. If you haven't seen that interview, I'm going to drop a link to that interview. You have to see that interview. Because there were certain doubts that were starting to grow some seed in the community about the Kickstarter campaign and how it didn't seem up to par. And we tried to tell people last time that this came up, let's not just jump and label things seedy or suspicious. Have a conversation with somebody first. We're too reactive to how things look on the surface instead of going into detail and deep diving stuff. And I think if you're active on either on social media, content create, whatever the case may be, I think reinforcing conversations first is a better way to help out your fellow gamer besides expressing yourself. Too many of us want to express ourselves, opposed to using the internet for something more beneficial, which is sharing facts and information. Like, I can understand a video or post that's in the realm of, not 100% sure about this campaign, but I'm going to find out more. Stay tuned. Right? Because when you talk about things in an absolutist form, psychologically it's etched into the brain of the reader or the viewer. You know what I'm saying? And it misleads people. Now, people should be better at kicking the tires of stuff that they see on the internet, but we know that they're not. So let's try to I always turn towards fostering a better, more well-rounded dialogue on the internet than a lot of times we tend to do. I get it. So everybody gets the urge to put in their diary entry. I just want y'all to know how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like I do it, my cat scratched the hell out of me. Why do cat? Dude, I've written these how I feel things too. But when it comes to something that is important in the realm of informing people about a purchasing decision, as someone who routinely talks about said thing or said product sector, it's just me. Maybe I just feel a responsibility to be careful on what I say before I hit send. Right? So we talked to another developer today, and the developer themselves told you. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, things are looking good with this product. We're confident in dealing with this product. And a lot of this we didn't know because of the misinformation out there. The misinformation that you guys in the community help us look past, because you're better educated than we were, and you're better educated to the big wigs that are out there writing articles. That's why on the actual Sound Off, I'm using Sound Off's template, but at the actual Sound Off, which is member content on this channel, I went off on the journos because it's because of devs like Justin at 314 Arts that were misinformed about the product. So he said that when he got all this response from us, it was crazy. He said, "What the F?" Literally. He said it during the interview. He couldn't believe it. He said, "I thought that Stadia wasn't a thing." You guys helped me realize that it is. And now that allowed me to even pursue Google. And Google was able to put the cherry on top. Now, a lot of people may hear that and they may say, well, MM2K, it's not your job to do that. It's not your job to do that. Some of you are so siloed from grassroots movements, and you've been so brainwashed by, I guess, your positions that you have in life. I mean, you guys may be good at it, get your paycheck and get your good ratings in your reviews, but you don't have to think like a robot that just came off a conveyor belt 24/7. This is not a job. This is a hobby. This is a grassroots movement. If somebody's running for elected office and I decide to volunteer and pass out flyers, no, it's not my job, but I really want to see that person in that office. Now, this may not be as grave or as serious, but because this is something that I'm into, I'm going to spread the word of the platform so people can understand what they're potentially dealing with. And I think it's positive, but I'm going to put everything out there, and you may think it's negative. Whatever the case may be is, I'm going to put the total facts out there and you make your decision. The total facts are, at a high level, I think that this platform is great because it presents ease of use. It's great for streamers. I ain't got to sit there and pluck and deal with tweaking this and tweaking that. It just works. I start it up, I hit the button, and then it just works. And it just works. So I ain't got to fiddle with 60 frames per second. I ain't got to worry about resources being messed up. If I got to end the game and go downstairs with my wife, I do it seamlessly. I ain't got to buy this device for the TV. I ain't got to tweak this for the computer. It all just works. And I can use any controller that I have, either as a Stadia controller, Xbox, PlayStation, whatever the case may be. My phone can work as a controller and it works hella good. I can use all types of stuff with it. I ain't got to worry about downloads or patches. And even though I want to see more consistent, great fidelity from this platform, I get great performance out of this thing. For what I've had to put into it and what I get from Stadia Pro as a value, Ubisoft Plus, the latest and greatest Ubisoft games, day and date, the Ultimate Editions with all the bells and whistles. To me, that's hell of a deal. I'm set. Now, the cons for many is that there is not a driplet of games every 5 seconds like the major platforms, or in some cases at this moment, other cloud platforms. Now, I think some cases may be more over-exaggerated than others, but let's just take GFN for example. GFN is dropping a gazillion games every 5 minutes, but most of those games you can't tell me besides God of War, Lost Ark, and what else came out? Then you had some of the Star Wars games that came out. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like the overwhelming majority or percentage of those games are games that you're looking and Dying Light 2 that you're looking to sink your teeth into. It just shows that there's a volume of stuff out there. Stadia lets you know at launch that when they're pumping at all 4 cylinders, their job is not to be what they call the wild, wild west of a storefront. They're not looking to get everything. So everything that's just, he said, so they tell you just because a maker may have had a successful game last time around, it doesn't automatically mean that their next game is coming. They curate their content, and you don't see it as much going into this year because they've had to rework and repivot some things in regards to their tools, because as a cloud platform, they realized that their porting process wasn't up to par. So they've been a little bit more open to the types of games that they've let in. And, you know, some people may say the quality, okay, fair. But guarantee that once they get back on all 4 cylinders and they can get more of the AAA top-notch games, you know, day and date or more closer to release, they'll make up for it. Again, they'll scale back and they'll curate a little bit more. It reminds you of PlayStation 4. Remember when PlayStation 4 launched and Xbox eradicated them, and the number of AAA experiences at first, not the quality, the number at first. And it was even to the point, I think it was in 2016, that it was at Andrew House and somebody had to admit that, yeah, our first party lineup is lackluster because we're missing the AAA games. But they said, wait. And lo and behold, 2017, definitely 2018 and beyond, PlayStation has been known as the masters. The platform launched in 2013. It took them 4 years to make that happen. Now, I'm not saying it's going to take 4 years for Stadia to get the multi-plat AAA games that you want, but to correct something that they now realize that was integral, that was missing at launch, it's going to take some time. But again, fans of the platform recognize that, and they're happy with it, and they're okay. And you know what they're doing? They're letting some of us old timers and those that still are going through the 5 stages of grief sit in the corner and start kicking in the corner, right? And I love it, and I love them for it. It's great stuff. Now, with that being said, now let's get into the purpose of today's broadcast, which I'm not going to be here forever. There's a lot of new people out here. Shout out to Tommy Rocks in the chat, the leader of our Broadband Bullies. Not Broadband Bullies. Shout out to the Broadband Bullies. To our Division 2 clan. Tommy said you can say the same thing about Stadia. Not really. Look, to be honest, Stadia hasn't even released a lot of games. I mean, there's maybe a handful of games out of the 19, 20 that they released that we've never heard of. But a higher percentage we have. I'm talking about percentage wise. And that's nothing, and it's nothing against GFN. If volume is your thing, then cool, go with, then GFN's your golden star. But it appears that Google was looking at the right reports when Phil Harrison said, we've been studying this, and it looks like there's a bunch of gamers that are our target demo. And volume of games alone ain't their whoop to do for the people that we're reaching out to. And they must be successful somewhere, because data is showing that out of streaming, when it comes to game streaming, Stadia represents close to 40% alone. Now, if I speak to GFN, I would assume is either a close first or a close second. But regardless if GFN is a close first or a close second, Stadia is still not doing horrible. And they're not even jumping at all four cylinders. We got to give it to GFN for what they're doing. They're throwing everything out there, right? Stadia had a misstep in the porting process, and they kind of had to reconfigure some things. So they stumbled along the relay race. And them stumbling along the way, which all of them had stumbles, but they've stumbled, with the porting process. So we're not seeing the dying lights, day and date or whatever at launch, and they're working on that. And that's why they made the pivot, because what made them get close to their milestone? It was a AAA banger, Cyberpunk 2077. They mentioned in their pivot letter, which was when they closed SG&E, Cyberpunk 2077 pretty much made them realize that they had to make a shift in their approach. Them trying to super curate games and put games out there that they publish or whatever, and then get some of these multi-plats here and there, isn't the ticket. They got to get more of them. But that's not a step that you make overnight. Again, it took years for PlayStation. This is where Lineage comes in. It took years for PlayStation in 2013 to go from an indie showcase. It's all about the indies. Microsoft doesn't care about the indies. For them to then pivot and go to the Japanese developers and say, y'all can stop making just mobile games. We're back in effect now. Come on back to PlayStation. That was a 3 to 4 year process. Now, again, not saying Stadia is going to take that long to fix this porting problem. But again, it's just to show you things don't happen overnight. But they got to be doing something right if with this stumble and all this moaning and groaning and I don't know how much longer this can happen, that they represent 40% of streaming. Like, come on. We don't even see Stadia's Gen 2 yet, which developers told us exists. We know it exists. We've had developers on here tell us this. Mantis Games was here. They told us we saw the 4K or the 8K 120. They've seen it. Shout out to GFN. They're now spreading 4K 60 to PCs and Macs. But you can't get that everywhere you play GFN yet. When Stadia unleashes its 4K or its 8K 120, it's going to be compatible everywhere that it launches. Because that's what Stadia is about now. When we put something out, it's universally there. Or something major like that, or in regards to performance, it's universally everywhere that you can play Stadia. So GFN working at all four cylinders, getting these big games, God of War and all this stuff, they're doing great. They're doing fantastic. We ain't seen Stadia working on all four cylinders yet. They've had stumble after stumble. At launch, major games got pushed back. Ubisoft Plus got pushed back, which was Uplay Plus at the time. Right? Then they had to deal with the media. Then they did bungle the messaging with SG&E. They had to scramble back from that. And it's still a scramble to a degree. And then now they, halfway through that process, they realized we got to get our porting together. So that's why I'm very confident in the product. Because I know this is not where they want the product to be long term. This isn't Stadia's apex. And even with these stumbles, they still represent 40% of game streaming. They're working on the AAAs haven't even come yet. My God. The 4K or 8K 120 isn't even here yet. My God. The other services that they said they're going to add to Stadia, like Ubisoft Plus, ain't even here yet. My God, I don't even want to talk about the direct streaming where, you know, you can play a game with PewDiePie. PewDiePie just drops the links to the codes and you jump in the crowd. I don't even want to talk about that yet. We're not even, when they fully integrate YouTube and Stadia, I don't even talk about that. I'm just talking about some of the things that you're seeing from other providers. You don't even see that yet from Stadia. And they're still at 40%. They must have some good reporting that you don't have. Yeah, Tommy, I don't know where you're getting that estimate where they need to wait 10 to 15 years. I'm not sure where that's coming from, Tommy. We love you. We love the leader of our Division 2 clan, but they're like, for instance, they're rolling out the low charge porting globally at the end of this year. That's not 10 to 15 years. Now, again, that doesn't mean as soon as they release it, games are going to pop out left and right. But, you know, we should expect to see more games happening in 2023. That's like a year and a half after they announced the load. Officially announced the load change porting, but they didn't give it a name yet. They didn't give it a name till this year. So I don't know where 10 to 15 years is coming from. With that being said, that's the segue to where I'm at right now and the purpose of this stream. Right. And I'm proud of the new Stadia community, the Neo Stadians. I'm proud of the Neo Stadians. And I welcome you to the House of Stadia. Now, what is the House of Stadia? The House of Stadia, No, Tommy, here's the problem with that comparison. You said you're comparing the time that Xbox needed to become relevant for. Number one, let's play devil's advocate. Let's just say it does take Stadia 10 to 15 years to become relevant. It's going to take all of cloud gaming 10 to 15 years to become relevant. You don't think GFN is relevant on the main stage yet, do you? They're nowhere near close. Like, GFN is a conduit to PC gaming. Bump their 10 to 15 million to the actual PC gaming. And when you go to average PC gamers, they gawk at GFN. I know, because I got to battle these people, because I be defending GFN. Because they say, oh, cloud gaming ain't there yet. And I'm like, it's, you know, performance wise, it's there. Now, it may not be idealistic for those of you that are skeptic of dropping $20 a month. But it's there performance wise. It may not be there for your confidence. But it's nowhere near the conduit that it's acting for. Just like Stadia is nowhere near a conduit that is acting for plug and play gamers right now. It's going to take about 10, 15 years for both of them. Yeah, you got to look at those analyst reports, Tommy Rocks. GFN has 60% of the cloud gaming market alone. Now, I need to see that link. I want to see that link. Let's bring it up on the screen. GFN has 60% of the cloud gaming market. Here, let's see if we can find that. Because now we're talking about the house, and that, even though you are clan leader, Tommy, GFN 60% of cloud streaming. I got to see that. I got to see where GFN has 60% of cloud streaming, Tommy. You got to show that. Drop that link. You're a mod. You can drop that link, brother. Show me where that's coming from. With that said, while we wait for Tommy to give us that link, this is what brings me to my subject matter today, which is the House of Stadia. I read it. It was a graph on where? On all. Yeah. No. There was just a report from ESA, Tommy. And yeah, you got to show me that graph. But everybody here in this chat knows about the survey from ESA that shows Stadia is 40%, 38% to be exact, of cloud gaming. I think 38.1%. So that's almost 40%. So there's no way that GFN is 60% and Stadia is 38% and everybody else is 0.2%. Hold on. Let's see here. He just dropped. It says NVIDIA's current GFN base indicates that it is already commanding close, though it won't be surprising. Okay, here, hold up. I found it. Let's put it up here. All right. So I see the problem with this already. Okay. So it says video game market data provider Newzoo estimates that cloud gaming. Let me put it on the screen. Sorry. Let me show you something. All right. So this is what the homie Tommy Rocks is talking about. You know, I'm fast. I found that quick, Tommy. All right. I already know the problem with this. What happened to? Oh, come on. Stop it. I just had it. All right. So it says video games market data provider Newzoo estimates that cloud gaming market could hit 23.7 million subscribers in 2021 and generate 1.6 billion in revenue. NVIDIA's current Geforce Now subscriber base indicates that it's already commanding close to 60% of the cloud gaming market, though it won't be surprising to see it increase its market share by the end time 2021 ends. Okay, so I wonder who wrote this. Harsh Chanan. Remember that, because I got to check out something else. Here's the problem with that. This estimate this is an estimate from Newzoo, and I'm not sure if this estimate speaks to active users, that people are currently playing cloud gaming on a regular basis, or people that just clicked on and utilize cloud gaming one time period. Here's what you got to know about the 60% that they're talking about. They're talking about NVIDIA Geforce Now having 15 million subscribers. That means that 15 million people made an account. It doesn't mean that 15 million people use the service. How do I know that? I'm going to show you. This is why we have these forums, to educate people. Let me find the link. Oh, come on. Get out of my mouth. Oh, stop. Don't do that. I hit enter. Okay, hit enter. Here we go. All right. Here we go. All right, so now I want to show you this, Tommy. This is from Ampere Group. Ampere Group has two reports. This is just one of them. They have two reports of when GFN hit 10 million and GFN hit 15 million. They tell you in both reports that most of NVIDIA's users use the free tier. Let me see if I can find it, that part. All right, here it goes. It says, NVIDIA has been steadily increasing its potential for Geforce Now over the last few months. In June 2020, the company announced that it is making an app available, blah, 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 blah. This gives it better reach to TV screens. Let me see here. NVIDIA's service has the potential to reach most users out of any of today's active cloud gaming services. That's based upon the countries that it's in, which is true. However, it says currently the service is available in North America, Western Europe, Russia, South Korea, soon in Taiwan. Registered users have grown 1 million in February, and 4 million today, largely due to its free tier. The service is streaming 50 million hours of content. So you got to look at the Ampere Group's reports on this. Most of GFN's user base is based upon the free tier. It's not people that are actively paying into the service. So when you look at this, where it says they have 60% of the cloud gaming market refers to financials. This isn't correct. It's assuming that 15 million people are paying. They're telling you here in Ampere that most of those people are not paying into the service. So what I would do is look into the Ampere Group and look for the Ampere Group reports. Let me see if we can find a newer one. Ampere Group, Geforce Now, 10 million, under the 15 million. One says February 7th. Hold on, maybe I could do it right on the site. No, they don't have a search thing on the site. Here, maybe I'll put. Or let me change this right here to. Hold on. No, that was PC Gamer where I found that. Hold on one second. It was based off of Ampere's. Hold on one second. Okay. I think this is it right here. I think this is it right here. All right. So Geforce Now has surpassed 10 million. There's another one for 50 million too. It says news of Geforce Now hitting 10 million was amplified by Piers Harding rolls on at Twitter, a game industry analyst and brain behind Ampere analysis. Hard Rollings points out that Geforce Now includes a free tier and that actual subscribers only make up a small portion of the overall membership. So even when you go back from the 4 million report to the 10 million report, and I know there's another 15 million report because I remember reading it from Ampere Group themselves, that they say only a small portion are memberships. So that's why this is not accurate, and I'm surprised that NASDAQ can put something out there that isn't accurate, because it gives the assumption that when you're talking about the word market, that 60% of the market, when you talk about the market, you're talking about revenue. You're talking about money. Whenever you hear market, that's synonymous with money, not just how many users or people there are, but money involved as well. They make you believe that the 60% is people that are involved in the money. Where if you go to Ampere Group, one of the best analyst groups out here when it comes to gaming, they let you know that the majority of people that are associated to Geforce now aren't paying for it. They're using the free tier. So I can't blame you, Tommy, for seeing that and thinking and taking that as gospel, because it's coming from NASDAQ. But what's disappointing is, and I got to find something else too. It's a little disappointing seeing that coming from NASDAQ, because I quote NASDAQ all the time. Let's put Manifesto back in here. All right. You're talking about Manifesto back into what? Don't worry about that. All right. Because here goes another at NASDAQ article that I follow all the time. What is the guy's name? Okay, this is H.O.S. Chauhan. That was H.O.S. Chauhan. I know I butchered that. Now, this is the report that I always refer to. Probably, okay, so thank goodness they're not the same author, because I don't know what H.O.S. is on. And it's a shame that NASDAQ let them put that in there, because that's not true. But yeah, I understand where you would have saw that, Tommy, and said, oh man, okay, well, they're making up 60% of the market. That's not the case. They took the 15 million users, all-time users, which we don't know if, they're basing them off of people that are playing, that are active users, or just all-time users, versus the 23.7 million figure that's coming from Newzoo, which again, there's no indication if that is 23.7 million people just in 2021 alone. Here, let's go. Yeah, I think let's go back here, because I think Newzoo was saying, let's go back down to the 60%. Hold on, I'm not up far enough. Did I go? How do I keep missing it? Build TVs. Okay, make sure I don't scroll. Okay, here it goes. It says video game estimates that cloud market subscribers. See, that's where they messed up. I didn't read that word. Subscribers, not users. When Newzoo uses this term, Newzoo is a straight financial analytical firm. When they use that term, they're talking about the finances. That's why they have the 23.7 million subscribers and 1.6 billion in revenue. What NASDAQ maybe didn't, because they didn't kick the tires, they're looking at NVIDIA GeForce Now's users. Even though NVIDIA GeForce Now refers to them as subscribers, they're only users. They're not paying. The whole 15 million is not paying into the platform, as Ampere Group has told us and keeps telling us every time GFN breaks out a new litmus. We're at 10 million. They keep reminding us it's only a small portion that are actually paying. So what NASDAQ did here erroneously is they associated the users of GFN with subscribers of cloud gaming. Subscribers are people that are subscribed and paying money into cloud gaming services. NVIDIA GeForce Now erroneously uses the word subscribers when they mean users. They use the word subscribers to describe users, and they use the word members to describe subscribers. So that just shows you the wool over the eyes that they're trying to pull, which is unfortunate towards transparency. But, to be fair, from Google, we're not hearing anything. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever. But no, they're not part of this. They're not 60% of the cloud gaming market, as Newzoo is referring to the cloud gaming market, which is paying users with equal subscribers. And unfortunately, NASDAQ got this wrong. I'm glad you pointed that out, because I might have, I might want to personally reach out to the homie and say, you might want to revise that there. So, but no, that's a great catch, Tommy. I'm glad you saw that. I'm glad you found that. And I can understand where you would have thought that. But me, as a person who reports on this stuff all the time, who's looking at all the data, then plus I do this for a living. That's why I knew when you said it's 60%, I said, hold on. We gotta figure this out. How did you get that 60%? But I can completely understand where you got that from, Tommy. So I can't blame you for that one. That's all on NASDAQ. They messed that up. Let's see here what Tommy got here. He says, I read it. It was a great. He says, it says Geforce now is dominating the cloud market, but it's yeah, I see that. He also says, my point isn't that all subs GFN has play every day or are free use. The same thing goes for Stadia with people registering and trying it. No. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying that GFN isn't seeing success. Now, I've argued that they should be seeing more success because I think that their marketing is bad. I think that they're sticking themselves to a 1 to 2% market where they should be going after the PC market. There are a lot more disenfranchised PC gamers than there are disenfranchised console gamers. Would you agree? Would you agree? The number comes from ESA. Do I have that link on me? There was an ESA report, Tommy, that spoke of cloud streaming, which made up 2.1% of gaming, and 0.8% of that was Stadia. So if you do the math, it's around 38.1%. So look up ESA gaming report for 2021. Trying to find the link. I don't have it right now. But look that up. You'll find that. It's a PDF, and I think it's page 19. I might know the. I've been on that damn thing for so long. No, and I don't have it. But it's ESA. If someone got the link, Dusty Aran, if you're in here, drop the link for Tommy Rocks, so he can see it. But I can't blame you for that one. He says, I think GFN has more active subs in both priority and 3080 tier than no. I would say the priority sub. I don't know. I mean, now you're breaking them up into tiers, and I don't think that's true. Because the extrapolated data doesn't show it like that. Like, if you were to say the free tier, oh yeah, the free tier destroys Stadia. The free tier destroys Stadia. There's no doubts about it. But it's the free tier. GFN's not getting paid off of that. That's why Ampere dropped these reports telling them it's good that you got this footprint, but now you got to capitalize on it. In the one report, they make it seem like a dire urgency that they do some type of subscription bundling. And guess what happened? 3 months later, GFN did exactly what Ampere did, because Ampere is one of the top financial groups up there. So according to what Ampere is reporting, GFN is not capitalizing financially off its entire footprint. And that's probably why you saw the 3080 tier, because the 3080 tier wasn't complete when it was released. It was the first 3 months you're going to get this, then the next 3 months you're going to get this, and the next 3 months you're going to, it was piecemeal. So if you look at their reporting and look at how it was rolled out, it's reasonable to associate the fact that, yeah, they had to generate revenue with something, and they had the 3080 tier on the shelf, and it was good enough to roll out, they felt, retail wise. And the other parts they would just roll out later, instead of rolling out as a complete package. Now you got people arguing now, well, what were you paying for $20 a month if the 4K on PC just hitting right now? And I think that's a legitimate argument. But I'm not saying, I didn't want to make this a GFN thing, Tommy. Tommy, you check out the ESA report. I know you love GFN, but it's not as dominant as you think it is as far as all the tiers are concerned. There are not more people on the 3080 tier than all of Stadia. No, there are not. The priority tier, again, they tell you here a small portion. This is one of the top analyst groups in the world. A small portion of the overall membership. So I don't think the 3080 tier or the priority tier combined equal what's on Stadia. And that's why GFN keeps focusing on Stadia, where Stadia ain't paying them no attention. If GFN was kicking Stadia's butt the way that you're making it sound, they're not paying them any attention. They wouldn't be paying them that much attention. GFN's marketing is always targeting Stadia, which to me, I think undercuts the possibilities of the platform, because the platform is bigger than cloud gaming. To me, it's a great supplement for disenfranchised PC gamers. There's way more disenfranchised PC gamers than there are cloud gamers, disenfranchised plug and play gamers. We did the studies. When it comes to the average cloud gamer, there are disenfranchised plug and play gamers that expect a cheaper barrier to entry into gaming. This 3080 tier, no way. The free tier, oh hell yeah. Free tier is killing everybody. The free tier is running the game. The free tier is running the game right now as far as cloud usage. So that's why I said, now as far as active cloud usage, instead of people just use, I'm away from my rig for this yearly vacation. But I can play GFN on this Chromebook. You know what I'm saying? Get my Destiny points or whatever the hell you get in Destiny, or get my Fox's Prayer. You know what I'm saying? From my Division 2 game to get the Fox's Prayer knee pads. I don't know how many of those people are logging in on a periodic basis. But when you look at consistent streaming, people that consistently use cloud streaming, close to 40% of them are on Stadia. Now, I'm willing to argue that GFN is either a close first or a close second. They're not that far off. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they're a close first. Mainly because of that free tier. But my argument is not to say that GFN is better or GFN is worse. I have no problems with people liking GFN. If you like it, I love it. I just don't use it. And Tommy Rocks, I get how you're invigorated over GFN and you're excited and you love it and you hear certain things from a certain silo, so you believe certain things. And especially if you're seeing things like this from NASDAQ, which is entirely wrong. I can't blame you on that. But I can only deal with the facts. And I can only tell you where the facts take you. So there's nothing wrong with you, buddy, liking GFN, preferring it and loving it. but the facts don't replicate the outlook that you're putting on it. But it's great that it's doing a service for you. I'll leave it at that. I didn't want to make this about GFN. With that being said, yeah, we don't have to agree. It's not it's not that you don't agree with me, you don't agree with the facts. And again, nothing against your like about GFN. I'm not one of those armchair quarterback conversators when it comes to facts, because facts feed my family. They keep my lights on. It's things like data analytics is what I do. I've been doing it for 2.5 decades. So I'm real particular when we're talking facts. I get you emotionally. And again, I'm not trying to downplay how you feel. There's nothing wrong with how you feel. You really feel that GFN offers so much more for a gamer like yourself. I'm not going to dispute that. But when we're looking at numbers and data and where those numbers and data takes us, the facts don't align with what you're saying. So I'm not going to settle and say, oh, we just don't agree. No, it's not that you disagree with me. I perfectly orchestrated where the facts lay. So you feel a certain way, the facts present something else. Nothing wrong with how you feel, but everybody may not feel the same way. The actual realities of what's going on out in the street, out on the pavement, don't duplicate how you feel. And I'm not picking on you, but it's very important here on this platform. Hence why I'm doing this stream. And it ain't about you, but it's very important on this stream that I reiterate that, because that's a perfect segue to the next part of this conversation. So I want people to know, and see, I can have great in-depth conversations with good friends. Tommy Rocks is the homie. He's our clan leader for the Division 2 clan, Old Dirty Blasters. If you want to join, because Tommy is whipping us all into shape, join us. Go to pntsnetwork.com. Here, I'm gonna show you right now. Go now. PNTS Network. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see here. And go to, I gotta show y'all. And go to events, Old Dirty Blasters Clan. Right? And when you get to the Old Dirty Blasters Clan, click here. When you click here, it'll take you to a form. I would click here and show you, but it's going to take you to my view of the form, which I definitely don't want to do. All right. But that's what you want to do in order to get to our clan. All right. PNTS Network, go to events, Old Dirty Blasters, and go down the clan, and then go down there. All right. So that's a perfect segue for what I'm about to talk about now. And shout out to Tommy for the great conversation. See, a lot of people want to say, MM2K, you want to wall out people and not, not pay credence to how people feel. I understand how people feel. I'm a gamer. I've been gaming for longer than a lot of you have been alive. I've been gaming for 35 plus years. I'm 43 years old. I've been gaming longer than a lot of you have been alive. I'm not saying I'm better. I'm just letting you know that how many decades and how many spans of consoles I've had in my hand. I've damn well had every single one of them. The only one I didn't have was like the N64. Because I kind of stepped away from gaming during that phase. That's really the only console I never owned was the N64. But besides that, damn, I'm out of water. I came here because my wife is going to be coming through the door any moment, so I got to make this quick. Damn it. Damn you, Tommy, you took up my whole hour. I got to go somewhere with my wife. So that's why we don't have SSC podcast today, because I got to go somewhere with her. But so if I got to cut this abruptly, I deeply apologize, y'all. So let me get to the nooks and crannies. When I started this platform, I started it because I wanted people to understand why I thought that Stadia was a great platform for people to try, and how I thought it could benefit a bunch of gamers. Why I thought, and what I would do is I would put everything out. Those were my opinions, but I would put everything out there on the table to tell you what it was and tell you what it wasn't. All right. So along the way, we made many friendships. You know what I'm saying? Some of those friendships may have flatlined or dissolved or whatever the case may be. People went their own separate ways, and people had their feelings about certain things or whatever, and that's fine. When I first started on this platform, there was a prevailing thought, with me included, that Stadia within a good year and a half would be ready to really contend against Xbox and PlayStation. That was never their goal, but I think their goal was a little bit more loftier than what it should have been, because they wanted 1 million active users by year one. And I don't know what data they saw that made them think they can do that, but whatever. That's here nor there. It's in the past. That being said, we've again fast forward to now, and I think the Stadia gamers realize what the platform is, the things, the course it's trying to correct, and they're understandable that takes time, and most of them are patient. You still have those that are recognized on social media or elsewhere that kick and scream in the corner here and there, you know. And but I think for the most part, the community ignores it and goes about their business. But sometimes you get some people that want to run up on the new breed and misinform them. And to me, that's a big no-no. We can't do that, right? Because I'm not for people being misinformed. Now, some people may frown upon it. I am totally for, if you see something on social media and it's not correct, addressing it. I have no problem with people addressing me. You saw my good brother Tommy Rocks in the channel, live on air, thoroughly question everything that I was saying, going back, but we were cordial. We were back. I didn't, Tommy Rocks, how dare you? I'm live. You're messing with my image. I didn't do none of that. I didn't get upset. I didn't have a panic attack. None of that stuff. I answered my brother and I was cordial about it. That's my brother, right? I know Tommy Rocks. Tommy Rocks has been a supporter. He was one of the early supporters. And he has never really agreed with me. So that's really my brother. If he can appreciate me and what I say to him sound like wah, 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 wah. I really appreciate him. That's why Cold Blood Sensei. We ain't seen hopefully my brother's doing okay. I got to check up on him. And Aminar. I don't have no problem with people coming in the chat saying certain things. I'm going to be a stickler. Hold on. Oh, I hope is this my wife? No. Okay. I thought this was my wife telling me to come downstairs. I'm a stickler for the truth though. So I can have that conversation. But if I don't know you all like that, like Tommy, what Tommy does is Tommy has a different opinion and he's like, I'm not sold on what you're telling me. I'm not sold on it, but he's open to hearing other things, and he might rebut if he's not sold on it. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. He's just saying, ultimately, the theme line of what he's saying is, for me and gamers like me, I feel this is the premier platform. You see how he ended off his discussion with, ain't no hard feelings. We just don't agree. You know what I'm saying? He's not talking in absolutist forms of what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look, this is where I'm coming from. This is how I feel. Boom. Nothing wrong with that at all. But there are people out there that want to misinterpret the facts and say, no, that don't exist. That don't exist. You're wrong. You're a fanboy. You're just a fanboy and you can't deal with the facts. You can't deal with the fact. Oh, you're wrong. You're trying to make me look bad. You're wrong. You're wrong. Stadia's failed. You know. And when you ask them, well, where are you getting that from? They just give you newspaper clippings from journos that do a lot of clickbait. So some people can't keep up with that and they get away with that. And they walk away and they're like, yeah, I pissed in their cornflakes again. Right? And they think that they're doing something. So they get online and they troll people and they talk smack. And because they're so quick with this, because I know the game, because I was brought up in the game. This is part of the console war mentality. I was brought up in these tactics, these semi-guerrilla tactics. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the broadband bullies, my bros. They brought me up in the guerrilla tactic, guerrilla warfare. So I already know the tactics. It's just about throwing headlines at you. You know what I'm saying? It's in other words, to say, yes, you're saying this, but I have words from quote unquote a prestigious person and you can't argue against. I want you to argue against the credibility of XYZ person. You can't do that. That's the console war tactic from 1982. I done curb stomped that tactic 80,000 ways sideways. I've had some of the best debaters in the world. Now we getting into the house of Stadia. I done had some of the best debaters come my way, particularly about Stadia, and I put the baby powder in the hand and I smacked them back to Timbuktu. That stuff don't work here, baby. It don't work. So, and I think, look, my mentor, Next Gen 720, ain't never lost a debate. Never. He can't get me on Stadia. What he says to me, oh, see, you may be the man with all the numbers. Yeah, that's called facts. And that's who taught me what I know. Now, normally, if we're talking about anything else, I'll be lucky to last 13 seconds in the round with my brother. But he showed me how to get all your data, get all your information, understand the BS that people are going to come up with, and already have a counter for it before it even rolls off their tongue. That takes a lot of work. But it's a lot of work that I do anyway because I'm into data analytics and I love pulling off charts and stuff like that and graphs. So that's why when a lot of people were looking at me and my content and they were like, I don't know about this guy. This is why my brother, who is responsible for the starting of the Xbox community on YouTube. Yes, look him up, Next Gen 720. He's that big, BGST. He could have looked 1,000 different directions, but he said, you know what? I like what you're doing. You understand the game. Come on, rock out with us, right? So you can't come to me about something that I'm familiar with because when this mic goes off, that's not it for me. When the mic goes off, the research starts. I just bring all that research to you when the mic goes on. I'm not looking at stuff 5 minutes or just having a conversation. No. So, and you got to understand, I've been battling people about Stadia since 2020. January 2020. I've been battling people on Twitter about Stadia since then. I've heard every single argument. Every time someone drops a news article, every single line, every single excuse, or every single cap for these journos, I done heard it all. And I've had to deal with it all. So if you come to me with an article from 6 months ago, and I've already talked about that on the show 18,000 times, and I've already looked it over and found all the facts in comparison to, and that piece has got debunked, that's on you. You ain't done your homework before you talked absolutist on some console war, copy and paste or clip the article. Bull crap. That's all they do over there. I'm telling you. That's why my brother, Next Gen, I'll give you another person. My brother Porter Rock. Some of the best debaters over there. They don't do what everybody else. They know what y'all doing over there. And that's how even before you hit the live button, they know what you're going to say. Because all you're doing is copy and pasting the most popular headline, and you're running with that. As popularity means truth. But my brother Porter Rock, my brother Next Gen, they dug deep. They know the details in that. So as you're just reading the headline, yeah, well, so-and-so and so-and-so, Jason Schreier said so-and-so. He already got the facts on that to debunk it and make you look stupid live on air. That's a you problem. That's not a me problem. And that's not my job to say, hey, look, you're wrong. Even though you've been talking about this in an absolutist way, but let me not embarrass you. Let me show you behind the scenes how you're gonna get tripped up, so you can still make your false point, but you won't get embarrassed. No, your dumb ass shouldn't be going live on air or on social media talking about something you haven't fully researched. You shouldn't talk absolutists about anything that you don't know about. That's your dumb ass fault. And again, this is where I think y'all got this twisted. I'm not here to make people look good. I'm not here to necessarily make friends with everybody that picks up a joystick. I'm not here to care about people's feelings. I'm here to play games on Stadia, on StadiaDosage stream, shameless plug. And I'm here to talk facts about Stadia. That's it. That's it. If you don't fit into that circle, don't come here if you can't take what I got to say. It's as simple as that. Don't come here. That doesn't mean that opposing points of view aren't welcome to be discussed, but don't come to me in an absolutist fashion and be like, oh, MM2K, don't embarrass me. No, you're going to get embarrassed if you talk absolutist about anything and you don't know your facts behind it, because you're talking absolutist about something. Someone that isn't the wiser could be listening, and you could be misinforming people. You should be embarrassed. You should be embarrassed. Now again, contrast to that, my brother Tommy, I know Tommy thinks I'm picking on, no, I'm not picking on you, Tommy. My brother Tommy put out what he feels his opinion, said, look, when this is what I'm basing it off of, he wasn't talking absolutists. He was talking in relation to gamers that feel the way that he feels. And based off of that, what he may think. But he's not talking absolutists. He said, look, from what I saw, GFN was da-da-da-da-da. He wasn't like MM2K, all of you Stadians need to shut up and get off the damn platform because GFN is 60%. He didn't talk like that. He's sharing data with you. There's a difference if you're sharing something with somebody and it happens to be wrong, then that information that you shared is wrong based upon the person that created it. So that's on them. But when you go and you talk absolutists about something just because someone typed something and pressed send and you didn't kick the tires on it and you're worried about getting embarrassed, that's your dumbass fault. Don't come to the house of Stadia with that trash. I done had content creators. I done had people on social media do it. I done had a whole bunch of fools come here and they get backsmacked and they get mad. They're mad at me. We deal with facts here. So if you can't handle the facts, don't come to the house of Stadia. Oh, isn't it about cloud gaming, MM2K? Not here. If it's about cloud gaming to you, great. If you like it, I love it. But what I'm talking here is I'm talking about Stadia. I'm here to highlight Stadia, share my thoughts about Stadia that are pivoted from the facts. That's it. Now, occasionally we'll talk about cloud gaming, but you know what has a connection to Stadia? That the channel is called StadiaDosage, for crying out loud. So if you're mad at me for liking Stadia and you can't take it, too bad. Too bad. Who cares? I don't care. I don't care. I don't care, Mr. EA, that you talk in an absolutist form about something as if you know about it 1,000%. You agree to debate about it, but now you won't attend because I won't give you my debate notes in advance. I ain't mad at you. You did the smart thing. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this individual, EA Tweet 04. Yeah, I'm putting it out there. Because he went on social. Here's how I even found out about this guy, really. And I hope my homie don't mind. Nah, I ain't gonna say the name. I'm gonna say his name, but I'm not gonna say their name. I'm kind of old, so sometimes, like a couple times during the middle of the night, I gotta get up and I gotta go to the bathroom. And I have a bad habit of, after I go to the bathroom, before I go directly back to bed, I check my phone and make sure that I ain't missed nothing here on Twitter. Yeah, I'm addicted. I told y'all last show that I'm addicted to Twitter. So I picked up my phone, I looked on Twitter, and someone pinged me. And they basically said, look, I put something out there in favor of Stadia, and this person right here, this EA Tweet 04, keeps going back and forth with me about me liking Stadia. And I really don't care if other cloud platforms do well, but they're so bothered about me liking Stadia. And they just sent it to me as a laugh. So I said, okay, I was like, I'll check it out in the morning. Go back to sleep. And I check it out. And my man literally went at my homie. It had to be like 30 tweets long, going back and forth with him about how Stadia is a failure. Not that Stadia doesn't have good games, or Stadia ain't for hardcore gamers, or why Stadians are, they're nothing but indie game lovers. None of that stuff. But his theme is that Stadia is a failure. It's failing. Xbox boasted 10 million people use xCloud or booted it up. GFN has 10-15 million. There is no data directly from Google. Stadia is a failure. Right? And then when you debunk him, he throws out these tweets that have headlines on them from Business Insider. Like, come on. From Business Insider. We've already debunked them, right? Remember when we debunked them in 2020? Remember they wrote that story about, Stadia, they don't care about the indie devs. Huh? And just a couple of months later, that story got blown to hell. They businesses started and already showed their pedigree. And they came out with this story that I'm not going to say is completely wrong or completely false, but there are major critical things in it that were laughed at, that are laughable. We heard from prominent sources to where the whole 80-20% thing as far as retailers, it's laughable. I can vouch for that for the simple fact that we were told by credible sources, I know this for a fact. We were told by credible sources that that Google Alphabet made significant investment after they instructed Google and Stadia to go to these developers. We need you to go to the developers and ask them what is it that they need. Remember that? I think we had that conversation in March of 2021 or May. We may have had it in May. Me and Project Storm did on SSC Podcast. We got, we had the Pink Panther, and dressed in all black. Psst, guess what? Stadia's increasing increasing the investment on Stadia retail. Here, take a look. We got the secret files, right? And they said that Alphabet went to the devs, asked the devs. Alphabet instructed Google and Stadia to go to the devs and see what it is that they needed. They did it. Google and Stadia came back to Alphabet, the parent company, and said, this is what they're saying that they need from us. We got a real porting problem, huh? Fix it. How much do you need to fix it? Oh, that's how much you need? Here goes the check. Fix it. Along with raising the priority of Stadia within all of the Google products. We told y'all that in May. What happened in July? The Stadia keynote that was the culmination of everything that we told y'all in May. So that proved that information that we got was correct. We also told you that Stadia is putting its head down to do the hard work to make all this come to fruition. So they may go silent for a little bit. Just because they're silent and they're doing the hard work, don't panic. Don't fret. It's just that this is not going to happen overnight. Remember me? I specifically said that part. Remember me saying that? What happened again during the keynote? Stadia execs came out and said, we are now putting our head down and we're doing the hard work. Don't watch what's being said. Watch what we do. And what have they done? They've acknowledged since then, look, our development process was just too cumbersome for the average dev for a cloud platform. Our certification process was too much. We had to revamp that and fix that. And then in 2022, they came out with a name for it. The low change porting. Now they also told us that the low change porting was like in a beta phase right now, rolled out to like 9 developers, right? And that it will be opened up to the rest of the developers at the end of the year. We wrote a story on it. It was in a press release from them. We wrote a story on it. So we have the facts here. All of them. The facts are there. It's not my fault that if all you want to do is clickbait title chase on negative stuff for Stadia and you don't know where to find this stuff, that's your fault. You shouldn't be running around the internet talking absolutist about something that you only got 5% of the information on. So, bro, I challenged Bro Man to a debate, and Bro Man was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this debate. I'm gonna do this debate, right?" And he based that off of the cordial experience, very cordial experience that he had with my good brother Cowboy. Cowboy has a hell of a show, and I don't know if anybody's here, including Cowboy. If you're here, drop a link to that. Cowboy, go check Cowboy on Twitter. He retweets it. It was a great show. But this cat is on here talking the most ridiculous. He's talking crazy. What Cowboy don't know is I contemplated telling him, send me the link. But at that point in time, I had made a decision that I'm no longer going to entertain the ridiculousness. That we're going to focus on those that are fair-minded, that don't just listen to headlines and tabloids, and that might be interested in this thing. I'm not going to waste my breath on haters. And that's all this dude was doing, was just hating based off of a little bit of information. And even those that we consider haters or we call it the canoe people, they had a better, well-rounded understanding of all of the good and bad of Stadia. Even if they did twist a little bit, they had a better understanding. This guy has none. None whatsoever. Not at all. So he's running around the internet, harassing people because they like Stadia. Even when the people are conceding, look, I don't care that platform A or B is doing good. I like Stadia and it's doing well, it's doing good for me as well. He can't even settle for that. He wants to harass, so he's going around trolling people on Stadia. But he came here, was it yesterday? And he got lambasted here yesterday. And I'm not going to front. I wasn't rude, wasn't nasty, I wasn't vulgar, but I wasn't as cordial as my brother Cowboy would have been. Because I don't have the belief that all opinions are valuable. To me, they're not, and to you, they're not. If they're valuable to you, great. But this is a platform here to showcase everything about Stadia, the good and bad, and help you determine if it's a platform for you. And if it is a platform for you, let's go talk about it and celebrate it. And let's go play some games over at StadiaDosage streams. That's what this platform is about. I'm not a psychiatrist. I am not here to put you on my couch. Well, why don't you like Stadia? Oh man, here goes some. And I'm not saying that's what Cowboy did. Cowboy was more cordial to him standing on his unsubstantiated opinion. I don't do that here. I'm going to let you know what you have to say isn't factual. And if you double down on it, you're going to get embarrassed. It's as simple as that. Because you have no business going around talking absolutists about stuff that is wrong. It's irresponsible. Now, if this is what I heard, this may be what I believe, it sounds sensible to me, that's different. But when you go around here talking like this dude, go check him out. That's why I put his name out there. Check out his thread and just type in his name and type in Stadia and just go look at some of the stuff that he's been saying. You would think that he was a co-producer on StadiaDosage or something like that, the way he's talking like he knows all about Stadia. And he doesn't. And it's completely utter bullcrap. But I was going to do something that I normally wouldn't do. Because we're all about lessons here. See, there's two lessons that you're going to learn here. If you I want to say double. There's two lessons at that level you can learn here. You can learn a lesson that, hey, maybe what I thought isn't as solid as what I thought it was. Let me try out what you're showing me. What is an example of that? Doc Dark. My brother Doc. Doc came on the scene. He was shooting up on Xbox's scene. He had no need to entertain us here at Stadia. He was already a rising star in the Xbox world. I saw that Doc made a video. I just came across it in a humble. I think I was sick. As a matter of fact, I think I was sick. I think it was a situation. It was crazy. I think I had a toothache. Something crazy was going on with me. No, I had an infected tooth and I caught the flu all at the same time. It was something wild. And I remember I had some data to send to work and they kept bugging me about it because their stupid behinds didn't activate my backup in time. So they were harassing me while I had my tooth infection and I had the flu. So I'm laying in the bed, can't move. Only thing I could do was watch YouTube videos and scroll through Twitter, which is what I do anyway. So I'm scrolling through Twitter and I see this dude, Doc Dark. A lot of people's talking about him. I'm like, hold on, he looks like my brother Porter Rock. Oh, what's going on? Let me check out this dude, Doc Dark. So he has a video where he says he's basing it off of some bad information he got where he said, I can't remember if he said it sounded like Stadia's closing down or Stadia doesn't work too well. But I could tell that he wasn't trying to be absolutist in it. Doc don't talk absolutist about nothing that he hasn't researched. He may have made some mistakes. We all make mistakes. I made mistakes. But he doesn't try to go around spreading information that he hasn't validated. So he talked about it in a way like, as far as I understand, you know what I'm saying? But he sounded like that he was confident that the information that he had was true. I can't blame him for that. I can't blame people for originally seeing certain things and then taking them as gospel because they're coming from quote unquote prestigious institutions. But that's why I confront the prestigious institutions because they know better. They're lying to you and they want you to pay for them lying to you. So anyway, I said, well, we're going to approach it this way. We sent Doc, I talked to him, DM'd him. He said, look, man, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure if I'm going to like the Stadia thing. Send him the bundle. He got access to it on his phone, fell in love with it ever since. That was somebody who wasn't talking absolutist, but had a predisposed misconception, but was open-minded and having a civil conversation. And he could have ended it out like at the end of the day, like, well, I don't like this thing. And that would have been fair. And then I still would have brought him on to explain why he doesn't like it. So Google can capture that data and make it, in the future, the long term, for people like him so they can like it. That's somebody who's reasonable, who just ain't hating, that had a misconception about it, had to be informed. And even if they were informed and still didn't like it, what they felt about it was still valuable. Because they had an open mind and they were being authentic. This guy is not authentic. He's going around trolling and caveating information, not doing full research, but talking absolutist and down talking something that he doesn't have 95% of the information on. So you're going to get learnt in the house of Stadia. If you don't stop all this absolutist talk about what you don't know and you try to double down on your bull crap, you're going to get embarrassed. Because you're sitting there talking about something like you know it when you don't. You should be embarrassed when you do that. You're going around here trolling people. Then you want to come up in my chat thinking that you're going to sit there and pass this rhetoric around to my peoples. Oh, hell no, not in the house of Stadia. So you got pip smack, pip pop, poof, 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 pow. Then we had to put on the Undertaker bell. Doom, doom, doom. We had to put him in the Undertaker basket yesterday. Chat was cracking up. It was starting to seep in what he was dealing with. I don't know all my facts, but I've been parading around here for months. Like I got this mastered, like I know everything that's going on here. I can't humble myself enough to realize maybe I don't know everything. Even though I feel a certain way and I'm disappointed on what I'm seeing from this product, let me open my eyes and see if there's anything that I'm missing. And if I'm missing anything, let me be open to it. No. Instead, he wanted to double down on his foolishness that Stadia is a failure when it comes to cloud gaming. So if you want to double down on it, you don't need to see my notes. I've been giving you notes the last several days. I am not your tutor. It is not my job to run and bring you links. You don't even belong on the stage with me, son, because you don't know half your ish. I'm supposed to run for you and get links. You must be crazy. Not in the house of Stadia. The hell out of here. Not in the house of Stadia. How the hell that sound? I know all the facts. You don't know nothing. I'm supposed to run for you to get you on the same level to debate and box with me. Get the hell out of here. Muhammad Ali, sir, I know you're going to whoop my ass in the ring, but can you come out here on Tuesdays and Thursdays and help me out of box? No, don't get in the goddamn stage. Boop, 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 pop, boop, 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 pop. Y'all got me messed up out here, man. Y'all got me messed up out here totally. I'm willing to educate if you're willing to have an open mind. I can have an open mind. I've been wrong about stuff, and I've had to be corrected about things. I had to have an open mind coming to this. I didn't have to stroke my mane or pat myself on the back like I know it all. I've said things in DMs, even with my console experience, and people have had to pull me to the side and be like, no, MM2K, this is cloud gaming. It works differently over here. Let me show you. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to people like Akash Monger. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the homie a random nude. You know what I'm saying? And there's countless others who pulled me to the side, was like, yo, Moss, no, you out here chit-chatting about this. Now ain't how it works, bucko. And okay, word. I ain't double down. Oh, I know what I'm talking about. No. I humbled myself and I got acclimated to the facts. So you challenge me to a debate and you have the audacity, look, sir, let's not do this in front of the camera, sir. I know you're going to pop and whoop my ass from here to Timbuktu, but when ain't nobody around, can we go in the basement and you shadow box with me, sir? The hell out of here! No! Get your dumb ass off the stage! Now that's toxic. Going around here, that's toxic. You're going around here talking down to people because of what they like, and as soon as you know you finally hit a pit stop that you can't cross, you want to block me. You want to block me and bow out of the challenge. That's toxic. That's toxic clown behavior. And I don't even like using the word toxic. I think it's oversaturated in the gaming community. People debate and argue stuff all the time. If you don't want to debate and argue, just block them or mute them and go about your business. But that's toxic. You go out here talking all this stuff, and as soon as you present it with a challenge that you know it's going to be cumbersome for you unless you do your homework, you want to bow out. You got a whole week, pimp. It's only Wednesday. We wasn't doing the debate until Tuesday. You don't belong on the stage. You don't belong on the stage. And you got shown that today. Now, I was being civil about it. Yeah, I was laughing at some of the things that you were saying because you were talking like This was the answer. You even told me, and I would show them if you didn't block me, you even told me that if I don't agree with what Business Insider says, I shouldn't be talked to. As if journalists don't lie. We caught Business Insider in a big lie about Stadia in 2020 when they wrote that article about Stadia not investing in indies. It was so ridiculous that Erin Hoffman joined in ridicule of that article when they had like a Stadia Connect or something like that. She wore Untitled Goose shirt just to mock Business Insider of the ridiculousness of that article. Because the article got debunked like a few months after that because a flood of indies started coming to the platform that were already pre-signed. Business Insider jumped the gun and didn't know what the hell they were talking about. As a professional courtesy, I'm giving 10 minutes to read those tweets of mine. I don't need your damn tweets. It's all stupidity. I don't need you handing me your scratch paper, sir. 2 + 2 = 4. Mother, I'm on calculus. Get that out of my face. You didn't belong here. And it'd be different if you were humble about it. I've been in places that I ain't belong. Hell, I'm in DMs with content creators that they pick with me every now and again. They laugh at my numbers. You know what I'm saying? I don't belong there, but I'm humble. You know what I'm saying? Where I need to be humble. Don't talk about Stadia. I was just in there with one of my broadband bully homies and we was just chopping it up and going back and forth. And it's all love. I love my brother. They're doing mainstream gaming content. My brother finally stopped playing around. I can say who it is. My brother Post Up. He stopped playing around. He finally started doing some Xbox stuff. They killing it over there. We ain't seeing his numbers over there. He just started. We ain't seeing his numbers here. They be sitting there laughing at your boy. But it's all love. Because we have a purpose here. Our purpose is to inform and educate, not to be popular. Because what we do here ain't always popular. There's gonna be a peculiar few over here. But I get it. I know how to navigate where I don't belong. You be humble where you need to be. And there's just some things that I may have an opinion on, but you know what? I don't have a knowledge base to speak on it. Let me shut up. This was me telling you, EA, to shut your ass up. Don't come in the ring with Ali. Hey, sir. You know, after I chased down the chickens and I put them in the coop, can you show me how to shadow box? Ali would whop you right now. Get your ass out of here. Didn't you just challenge me to a fight? Get out of here. No, what you do is you humble yourself. You increase your knowledge base despite your skepticism. And you can still be a skeptic. Well, MM2K, thank you so much for sharing this with me and enlightening me, but I still don't feel comfortable with this platform. That wasn't your approach. Now it was a professional courtesy after you look at all the trolling that you was doing. Get your ass out of here. You don't belong on this stage. And now you realize it. Fool went and blocked me. Wow, what a difference a day makes. All right, let me go to the chat real quick. Let me see here. Stadia proves a good balance between convenience, graphics, and cost. Absolutely. Absolutely. Lance Adams says, never stop stating. It's slower than we want it to go, but it's so good. Exactly. I have the utmost confidence, again, because I've talked to developers, I've gotten some stuff behind the scenes. I got the utmost confidence that, yes, I said in 2021, we're going through a lull. They've had to make a big pivot on the porting. I understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You would like to see the devs, you know, just do it for the culture. But then when you talk to Ethan or Evan, developers of Obscure, excuse the pig, and he says, look, we can talk about this being an art all we want and doing it for the culture. We got to keep our lights on. And I said, you know what? You're right. You're right. So I can't get mad at the devs, because if the porting process wasn't as involved with GFN or even xCloud, they wouldn't be seeing the games over there either. So it's something that Stadia's working on, that they didn't put the focus on in the beginning, and they said that. I'm not saying anything to down them, because it's what they said. They said it was too cumbersome. They said it themselves. So they didn't say, oh, it's too cumbersome, but deal with it. They said it's too cumbersome. This is what we're going to do to fix it. And you keep getting gradual updates. And it's even to the point to where they could have said, you know what? Y'all ain't getting nothing during this time frame. We got to do a pivot. Deal with it. Xbox gamers had to deal with years of not getting exclusives that they wanted. Years. And people say, well, they got multiplats. If it was just about the multiplats, they could have dumped Xbox and went to where they got multiplats and good exclusives over at PlayStation. But no, they understood, because they get the lineage of this, that when you got to make a pivot, it takes time. And I don't even think this pivot is going to take as much time as it took for Xbox to do what their fans wanted them to do. We're already seeing the fruits of the labor now. Not the complete fruits, just to be just the icing on the, just the tippy top of it. But we should see more at the end of the year, as they indicated, or starting at the end of the year, as they indicated. So, but again, the new breed of Stadians, the Neo Stadians, y'all get that, and I appreciate that. Tommy Rock says, Twisted Barber says, Tommy Rocks, I got a Spirit Zimmer frame. Hey, y'all better leave old dirty blasters in the chat. Y'all best not mess with Tommy Rocks. Tommy Rocks told y'all what y'all better get. Hey Tommy, we gonna do a bag check, right? We gonna do a bag check and see how their gear is. See if they got them knee pads that you told them to get, right? Y'all better leave Tommy Rocks alone. I finally got a copy of Sweet Blood and Pixel finally. Cloud Gaming Dad said, hit him with the facts. That's all we can do here. He said the blood pressure. Remember the blood pressure. Eminem in Rear 4 today. He said he's not wrong though. I'm just saying. You came here, you challenged me. Right? So I don't take offense to it because you're simply wasting my time. He's wasting y'all's time. He don't deserve to be up on this stage. I'm not saying we the best of the, but we people that come here know that they can come here void of the BS, right? At least y'all know it's a safe haven from the BS. That's hence why we've constructed this platform the way that we did, particularly this year. You're not going to get that. Oh, well, it's me, Bird. Oh, Bird, what is Stadia doing, Bird? You ain't going to get that from us. This is the situation. This is what they're doing about it. We're confident in it. Okay, are you confident in it too? You're not? Okay, we understand. Go enjoy what you're enjoying wherever you enjoy it. You know, I mean, you can stay along for the ride, but we understand if you don't want to, stay here at all or hear what we got to say, because we're enjoying it over here. As long as we put everything out there, we're still enjoying it over here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all come here for that comfortability. Because I heard y'all since 2020 when things started to shift. I still like Stadia. Where can I go to get Stadia? I'm still enthused about it. Where can I go get those types of conversations that I want to engage in. You can get them here. I was willing to break that comfortability that y'all had just to get this guy an opportunity to say what he had to say. He didn't deserve to be here. He didn't deserve it. And he's mad because he realized that in order for him to be here, that he had to either do his research or humble himself. And he didn't want to do neither, so he backed out. That's all this is. He backed out. As a professional courtesy, I'm giving you 10 minutes to, man, shut your ass. Hey, boss, 2 + 2 = 4. You can use that next time. Man, get your ass out of here. I'm on Chinese calculus. God, get the hell out of here. Dumbass. Get your dumb ass out of here. Shout out to Raisin. Somebody said on Reddit, me and Stadia Pro Gaming kiss Stadia's ass and we don't have the balls. Laugh aloud. People just need to get a life and grow the F up. Yeah, Ray, you play everything, brother. And you've been staunch on the fact that you play everything. And I love it. I love that King of Thrones meme that you got out there yourself too. I love it. Nothing wrong with, look, I don't care what people like. I don't care if y'all think xCloud is the best, whether I do or I don't. I don't care. It's not going to make me mad. But my thing is where people try to, hey, I like Stadia. Oh, why do you like that? And I say it's the same superficial argument that I've been having since the console wars. Why did you like Xbox? Somebody tell me they like, now y'all know where I'm at. Now I really don't care for Xbox. Somebody tell me they like Xbox. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's what's up. I don't care. Why do y'all care that I'm eating the chicken fingers and you're having the spaghetti? Who cares? You eat your spaghetti, I'm gonna eat my chicken fingers. What else we got here? He was on my, okay, Geek. I didn't want to say nothing, Geek, unless you said it. Yeah, he was on your post. It was ridiculous. Geek was like, this dude don't even get that. I don't care. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Okay, that was my wife. She's giving me a few more moments. This would have been embarrassing if this would have happened live during SSC. That's why I had to cancel SSC. But she's gonna give me a few more moments. Yeah. Geek was like, I don't even care what he likes or what he prefers. And shout out to the homie Geek to Sneak with the $2 sticker. Thank you, Geek. Hold on, let me see if I can find it here. There it goes. It says, yeah, Geek to Sneak. Thank you, brother. It's getting crazy out here. Kenya said, Kira said, you're so determined we'll be calling you MM3K come year 3000. I hope I can make it to 2050, good brother. Blood, Sweat, and Pixels is a great book. Highly recommend. Yeah, people want to be experts. This is one thing that irks me and why I feel comfort here in the Stadia community. People want to be experts they want to tag their emotions as the only facts. I hate that because it misinforms other people. Just present it like how I am. Hey, look, this is what I like. This is who we think this is for. If you fit into that category, come on over. I mean, we can look at data while we're doing it and make comparisons, and as long as we do it off of facts. But I don't care if Stadia's first, second, third, or fourth. As long as it's doing well enough to sustain itself for one, which we know it's doing because it's of the top 2 platforms, period. As long as it's doing well enough to sustain itself, and I know that they're working towards sustainable growth, and I'm happy with the platform now, those are the 3 pillars that I need, baby. I'm good to go. Yeah, the console wars are still going strong. Yeah, I just can't do them. I can't fight over RDNA 3. and all the other stuff. And and here's my thing. Here's another reason why. And I know, Tommy, you may not agree with this, but we're still brothers. This is why I don't get so bent out of shape over the AAA games that Stadia doesn't have right now. We really ain't got, outside of Elden Ring, which really ain't in my queue book, but I see that it's like the game of the year so far. Outside of Elden Ring, have we missed a lot? Even if you go all the way back to 2021. Granted, I will say NBA 2K, that was a backstep. That was the beginning of the, oh my gosh, what's going on here? Which I get that part. But let's put, NBA 2K 2021 or 22, whatever it was. NBA 2K22. There was the Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy, but I don't know how well that did. Because that fell off NPD real fast. Now I know they were talking about they had 2 million players or maybe 5 million because of Xbox, and okay, cool there, but so we were, we had Guardians of, let's name the games. We had Guardians of the Galaxy. We had NBA 2K. Remember how everybody was like, y'all, you gotta get Battlefield. You gotta get Battlefield. That was a flop. Imagine if Stadia, because look, everybody has a budget. Everybody has a budget. So imagine if instead of doubling down on whatever they're going to get, along with enhancing this load change porting, if they would have spent that budget on Battlefield. How would that have helped the platform? Because Battlefield underperformed on mainstream platforms. Remember that? Then remember we were arguing about Biomutant. Oh my God! Stadia doesn't have Biomutant at the end. Oh, I think I pooped my pants. Oh, I think I'm dead. Biomutant? Who's still playing Biomutant? So granted, we got Dead. Did I say Dead Rising 2? Dying Light 2, which y'all know I want. I want to play that game. We got Elden Ring, right? Now Lost Ark, that's a PC game, right? Lost Ark and God of War. I mean, but that's an older game. I can't even count that. But what really is, what are we really missing out on? Besides just check marks and things on paper. You see what I'm saying? Oh my gosh. Hey, yo. Yo. The homie Twiz is in the house. Twiz, what's going on, brother? How you been, man? I'm glad to see you up in here, man. I'm glad to see you up in here. He says, chilling. What did I miss? Twiz is in the house. It's my homie Twiz, man. Shout out. And Twiz, hold on. Twiz, we got to make you a mod. Now, Twiz, I've noticed that, I've been creeping out your channel. I've noticed that you haven't been playing a lot of Stadia, which is cool. You're still my brother. You're still my brother from another mother. But if you're interested in playing some Stadia next Saturday, man, let us know, man. If you still got any love for the platform, shout out to Twiz. Y'all may not know Twiz. Twiz was a rising celebrity in the Stadia community. You know what I'm saying? He kind of stepped away from content creation for a while. He came back. I see he doing some different things. But shout out to my brother Twiz, man. Just hit me up behind the scenes if you interested. If you like hell, if you out here like Tommy Rocks Twiz, like, oh the hell no, the screw Stadia. I can dig it, bro. Okay, he said he'll get at me soon. All right, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you, Twiz. Twiz is a real one. Twiz is a real one. Let's go see my brother Twiz. So yeah, like I said, the reason why I'm not so bent out of shape is because if we look at it, we're literally talking about 4 games. Biomutant, NBA 2K, which that's a big one. No, maybe 5 games. NBA 2K, no, 4 games. Biomutant, NBA 2K, Guardians of the Galaxy, Dying Light 2, 5 games, and then Elden Ring. 5 games that are considered AAA. 4 of them are substantial games that we've missed out on so far. I'm sorry, I'm not losing any sleep yet over that. Yeah, I want Dying Light 2. I think it'll be cool to see Elden Ring on the platform. I think it'll be great to see Guardians of the Galaxy on the platform. But if in order for those games to be on the platform, we would get unplayable ports, then I'd rather not have them. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, it looks like Saber Interactive ain't they're not the biggest in their Stadia support. That's the way it looks. I could be wrong. Perception's 9 tenths of the law. That's the way it looks. So it looks like if it wasn't for the low charge porting, that we either wouldn't have never got World War Z, or World War Z would have been more like Outriders. Now, granted, we don't have a 4K mode, so that's not cool. But we got a very playable, very smooth 1080p mode that a lot of Stadians are enjoying. They love World War Z. I get a lot of people that come up in my streams while I'm doing Division 2, and they ask me, are you playing World War Z? And I'm like, well, goddamn. Like, okay, I get it. The next stream should be World War Z. You know what I'm saying? So when I look at that, this is another reason why I don't look at numbers. Because I never was a gamer that like, I gotta play this, I gotta play that, I gotta play this, I gotta play that. Ooh, most Stadia's core demographic ain't like that. And most gamers ain't like that either. Even when you look at most mainstream gamers, they only have 7 total games in their catalog, and they only buy 2 games a year. That's the demographic that Stadia's going after. Now I get it. There's the 5% demographic that every time something comes out, they're buying a game every month. That's a 5% demographic. That might be a demographic more suited for GFN and xCloud and cool. All Stadia got to do is the more popular AAA games, the games that are charting on NPD. Those are the games that they got to definitively have, and that chart on the NPD and have a long shelf life on NPD. Like Resident Evil had a long shelf life. Hitman 3 had a decent shelf life. FIFA and Madden have the best shelf lives that you can imagine. Call of Duty would have been a great game, but you're not getting that the way things look. Elden Ring is going to have a great shelf life. Those are the games that they need to get, and they know that, and that's what they're working towards. So because I trust that, because of the things that I've talked to you about, and we don't talk to you definitively about things that don't come to fruition. I don't talk absolutist about things that I can't validate from a credible source. So I think we have a good track record. Plus, with my experience, I know how to break down things that are being said. Like, let's go, we can go all the way back to 2020 with Cyberpunk. When the community was in a frenzy, tell them Dustin was around, Dusty Aran was around. When the community was in a frenzy and y'all was like, oh, yo, MM2K, Cyberpunk's not coming day and date. I said, pump your brakes. Let me show you the article. The community was in a frenzy. Y'all just knew. And I said, hold on. With my business experience, I know that this doesn't mean this isn't definitive. Said you guys may not be familiar with this stuff, but I am, and this is like business speech. See if I can find it. All right. So I'm gonna put this up here. We're gonna put it up here like so. I want to show this. Let me get this idiot off the screen. He's not even worth my time anymore. I'm done with him. That was a coward. That was a cowardice move. And yeah, keep away from the House of Stadia. You don't belong on the stage. Keep your ass away from the House of Stadia. You defile the great hospitality that my good brother and now your mama knows showed you. He entertained and allowed and gave you an opportunity to speak your piece, even though a lot of what you were saying was just gibberish, but he still gave you an opportunity to express it. And the gratitude that you show is I'm gonna go around here and I'm gonna act like I'm the all-seeing eye, and I'm gonna continue to talk ish and piss in people's cornflakes. And when somebody challenges me, I want to tuck my tail and hide and run and then blame the whole community as being toxic. No, you're just a dumbass. That's it. You're a dumbass and you didn't belong on the stage. Stay off of it. Out of professional courtesy, shut your ass up. Anyway, I'm done with that idiot. Anyway, so here's my one article. We used to do something called Stadia Corner. And I asked, is Cyberpunk 2077 coming to Stadia day and date after all? And I says, first and foremost, I want to point out this is not based on any new or leaked sources. Instead, it's a more defined review of the information we've already had at our disposal, just plausibly viewed incorrectly. It looks like we may have negated some important context clues. By doing so, we led ourselves to believe that Cyberpunk 2077 would never be day and date on Stadia. I said this all the way back in July 11th, 2020. What context clues am I talking about? I explain it all in the article. Where did I get these context clues from? Or how did I acknowledge them or notice them? Based off of my experience and dealing with corporate talk on how they want to be vague about something just to CYA, cover your ass. Their intentions is to do XYZ, but just in case, because something don't seem solid or they couldn't get a full commitment, I'm gonna cover my ass and I'm gonna say it this way. Happens all the time in business. I recognize it like the back of my hand when I see it. I tried to tell y'all this in July. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. This loudmouth, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Here we go. July, August, September, October. 3 months later. 3 months and 6 days later. October 17th, 2020. Guess what we discover? Cyber 2077 launches on Stadia day and date as Good Stuff event kicks off. Ain't that something? God damn it, those context clues were right. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh yeah. Look at that. So when the whole community basically thought that the game wasn't coming, because understandably so, they weren't familiar with those context clues. We told you here, pump your brakes. This sounds like a cover your ass statement. It may likely be coming day and date. And guess what? We were right. So our track record, I think, as far as those those situations really start there. I mean, we did a lot of preaching and gospel talking and all this other stuff, but it really started to come to fruition that maybe these people here on this platform know what they're talking about. And then you fast forward to 2021, where I was adamant in my disappointment on how Stadia rolled out its closure of SG&E, but when you read the article, it makes sense. It makes sense why they want to make this pivot. I told you I saw numbers. I didn't want to believe me. I didn't want to say how, because I'm not one of those tabloid. I don't want to say tabloid, but I ain't one of those. I'm not Jason Schreier. Breaking news. I mean, I'll do breaking news that ain't substantial to the movements of any company, that the Xbox included. I ain't got to report things to y'all first. That's not what we're about. If it's eventually coming out, and I don't think it's detrimental to a gamer if they know when it's planned to be released, then I won't say nothing. But I saw numbers, and I told y'all there was a point to where Stadia rose up. No, this is the first time I'm actually going to give you the official number now. I would always say over 1,000%. There was a time the Stadia rose up to 1,700% in engagement. It's the first time I ever said that. I always said over 1,000%. We're 2 years after. What is it? 2022. I think I can say it now. 1,700%. And it was even more, but that wasn't even at the end of the year. That was when the free tier came out. It rose 1,700%. They just couldn't sustain that 1,700, and as far as activity was concerned. So I told you I saw numbers. I told other people behind the scenes about some of the numbers that I saw, and they still wanted to fight against it because they couldn't let their emotions go. So when SG&E closed down, we broke that down as, as bad as the rollout was, what that was. It was a pivot. Then several months later, we told you more details about the pivot. There's more investment coming. Oh, that's not true. A couple months after that, what happened? Stadia keynote that confirmed everything that we told you a few months prior. So now that we have all that established, not only do we have the business eye because of our familiarity, 25 years with a Fortune 500 company, number one in our business sector. Not only do we have that eye to catch things, but we make sure that we stick to the facts. We let our facts guide our educated guesses. And when you look at our educated guesses, they ain't too shabby, are they? They aren't too shabby, are they? I don't think so. So, all right. Let me see what else we got. He says, I'll be making a return soon. Just peeping. I dig it. I dig it, Twiz. Dusty says, GOTG would be good with crowd choice. Stadia has Red Dead 2, Doom and Doom Eternal, Borderlands 3, Final Fantasy. There hasn't really, I mean, at the beginning of this, I'm not going to say there has been no games, but there haven't been a slew of AAA multiplats that are like, woo! There hasn't been. There's been Elden Ring, Dying Light 2. Like, a lot of people ain't talking about that no more, but I still want to play that game, so I'm throwing that in there. There's been Elden Ring. What else? NBA 2K that we should have had. Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy. And I'm still throwing down, but it's not a slew of games. So that's why I'm not worried. And I don't look at numbers. I don't care about numbers, because even if those numbers were here, I'm not playing it, and a lot of people aren't playing it. What Stadians want are the big AAA games, and granted, yes, we need to see Dying Light 2 here. We need to see Elden Ring 2 here. But I don't want to see them I don't want to see them sloppily made where they're not playable. And that's where we were headed, unfortunately, because of what it took to develop on the platform and the lack of effort, because understandably so. And it just isn't sustainable. Again, when we talk about the business side, it just isn't sustainable to keep paying for millions, tens of millions of dollars for ports when your competition ain't doing it. That's where I think a lot of our good friends who want to pivot off of well, Stadia got to keep paying for the... No board is approving that. They're looking at what are the competition doing? Why is the competition getting way more games than us without paying this money to port it? Because the porting process is simplified and ours isn't. Well, simplify it. That's the conversation. And if you don't like it, then go buy Google, damn it, and get a new board. But no board is going to do that. This is cloud gaming. It has a 1 to 3% return. And I don't blame GFN or Xbox for not paying tens of millions of dollars for ports. It doesn't make sense. And reasonably, Google should have done a better job at that at launch to have a better porting process. And they've acknowledged that misstep. But it doesn't make sense to keep paying tens of millions of dollars for ports. Nobody's going to approve that. GFN and xCloud and Amazon, they're probably snickering over there. Look what these guys, oh my God. GFN told you straight up, no, we're not paying for games to be on here. The best we can offer you is, look, our homies over at Epic, they said they'll give you 5% off if you use Unreal Engine to license Unreal Engine, but we ain't paying you for no games. It's a 1% business. Now that, kudos to xCloud and GFN for. And Stadia was late to the game on that. But that's how business works. Expecting Google to continue to pay for these ports instead of fixing the problem is putting a Band-Aid on a gash wound. If you really care about the product and you want it to grow, then you'll allow them to fix the problem, understanding it's going to be a little rocky while they're fixing the problem. But because you're invested in the platform and you want to see it grow, that's what you'll do. That's what the Xbox people did. They had to wait years. And a lot of them feel like they're still waiting, but they're excited, rubbing their hands for 2023 when a lot of their studio games will come out. They had to wait years. And again, don't give me that garbage about, well, they had the multiplats to play, because if it was all about the multiplats, they would have just took their ass over to PlayStation, got the multiplats and the exclusive titles. They want exclusive games over there on the main platforms. That's what the main platforms are all about. They had to wait years, and they're still waiting in a lot of cases. Because they understood that Microsoft had to make some investments, and the results of those investments weren't going to happen overnight. They were truly embedded into the platform and wanted to see the platform grow. Not understanding that they're in the rocky patch and gimme. I mean, that's okay to be like that, but are you really invested into the platform's success, knowing that they're going through something and you just want them to put a Band-Aid on the problem opposed to fixing it? No. If you're not invested in them like that, that's fine. Go somewhere else where you will be. Gimme. And if it was so great elsewhere, if everybody else was doing so damn great, then you wouldn't care what's going on over here. So apparently it ain't so damn great over there. Gimme. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with having complaints, issues. I have them. But all this doom and gloom that follows, like just throwing, I'm not happy, so therefore it's doomed. And maybe I'll shame them into doing what I want them to do, despite what the long-term ramifications are. To me, that's a signal that if mind states like that, the platform's not for you. I'm sorry. Gimme. There ain't no basketball games on GFN. True. Your boy H.O.S. The fact that you said preach, that means a lot to me, brother. Just saying, man. Yes, they dropped the ball on the porting process. They are not going to drop 30 million. They're not going to keep doing that. What's that? You got shot? Get us some more Band-Aids. That's basically what you're doing. Pour some of this witch hazel on it and get some more Band-Aids. I think we need to take the bullet out. No! Put something on it now! That's basically the heart of that argument. They have a porting problem. It needs to be fixed. And they're not going to pay tens of millions of dollars and fix the porting problem too. And they're not going to keep doing it. So when they paid the tens of millions of dollars, it was on the expectancy that they would get 1 million active users. They realized that didn't work, so you expect them to keep doing the failing thing. Keep doing the thing that didn't work. Gimme. All right. That's my wife calling me. See, she actually would have let us go to 6:30, guys. But I gotta go. So with that said, I thank all of y'all for coming through. I'm sorry we didn't have the show. But again, what I suggest is go check out Stadium. 2 shows that you're gonna want to check out is Stadium Connect North. And check out that interview today with the Project Z people. And give to the Kickstarter. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it right now. Check out the game first and foremost. Project Z Kickstarter. Check out the game for one, and then check out the Kickstarter. They got a great Kickstarter, and then they don't charge you until the 29th of this month and they reach their goal. If they don't reach their goal, then you don't get charged. Now, what they did say is that they have a plan B as far as getting this game on Stadia. So even if the Kickstarter isn't successful, which we want that Kickstarter to be successful, but even if it isn't successful, they got a plan B of getting the game on Stadia. And they're confident either way that it's going to get there. You know, Ray, gimme. That's what it is, man. And Ray, help me understand this, bro. Like, help me understand this. Let me put this out here first, and then I gotta get the hell out of here. She said 6:30, so I got 5 more minutes. Project Z Kickstarter. I backed it. Now this is an indie game. You know, we talk about indie games. I don't want to play Pizzle Popper. Well, this ain't no damn Pizzle Popper. This is some serious stuff. So definitely check that out. Project Z Kickstarter. I'm going to put it here. Ray, I got a question for Ray. Now, granted, I don't play everything, Ray. And that's for me. Ray plays everything. He has everything. Shout out to the homie Project Storm. Storm has everything. He plays everything. But if you are somebody that wants to get your hand on everything, and let's just say you want to play a basketball game or you want to play Resident Evil, you got to go to Stadia for that, right? If you want to play Fortnite, as of today, free of charge, you got to go to xCloud for that, right? You want the Sonic games, go to Luna, right? You want to play Dying Light 2, you go to GFN. Like, they all have something that the other one doesn't have. So, Ray, is it plausible that until these cloud platforms get to a point to where one of them has everything, is it plausible to say, why not just enjoy all of them? Hell, you can get access to Luna Plus for $10. You can get Stadia Pro for $10 if you want Stadia Pro, or just buy your games a la carte. You can get GFN access to free 10 and 20. xCloud for 15, right? That's what, $50. Okay, so 10, I'm not doing the math. I don't feel like it. I only got 5 minutes left. That's close to 50. That's the price of a game every month. For the price of a game every month, you get access to all of the cloud platforms. Ray, help me understand why that's so horrible that we cause this uproar because a platform doesn't have something when you can. I'm invested in all of them in some shape, form, or fashion, except I'm going to admit I am not invested in xCloud at the moment, but I got GFN for my son. I'm grandfathered into Amazon, even though I don't play it that much. I'm never going to let it go. I'm not letting that go. You know what I'm saying? I'm a purebred Stadia, but I'm going to tell you right now, it'll be a cold day in hell before I sleep on Amazon long term. That's just me. So I'm going to stay grandfathered at $5.99. Never going to let it go. That's me. All right? But I'm invested in all these is that too hard to do, Ray? And it's just not Stadia. Again, I'm just saying, like, again, this channel's all about Stadia, but if you don't get something on one platform, is it an albatross that you might need to get another cloud platform? When to enjoy all of them is the price of a $60 game a month, you get access to all these games. All these platforms. I don't get it. I don't get, oh man, well, this thing ain't on Stadia, so it's the end of Stadia. I don't get that. For $10 a month, I have World War Z and all the other games that came with Stadia Pro. And I've been a Stadia Pro member since day one. But then I still have, 50 plus games, right? And I got World War Z at no additional cost. So that's my benefit for Stadia Pro. I want to play Dying Light 2. I now have access to play Dying Light 2 on the cloud. I can crank up ultra settings and all this stuff if I got the 3080 tier. If not, I can still play it via GFN. Halo Infinite, I may feel that's dope. I love it. I want to play it on the cloud. Guess what? With my subscription of $15 a month, or if I get into a dollar campaign or whatever the case may be with xCloud, I can do that, or I can even play Fortnite right now on there. Oh man, them Sonic games are dope. And Kingdom of Amalur, one of the best RPGs that we've seen in the last 10 years. One of the best Western RPGs in the last 10 years. I can play that on Luna. And if I'm grandfathered into the plan, I can play that for $5.99 a month. What is the problem? What is the problem? What is the problem? Why is this got to be dog eat dog? What are we doing here? Does this even make sense? Now, do you ask yourself these questions? I know it's not like an after school special. What is the meaning of life? Why am I here? Is my dog going to poop on the carpet again? I know it sounds cheesy, but seriously, do you guys question yourselves? Are you self-aware at all? And I don't mean question yourself like doubt yourselves, but do you question some of the things that you do? What is the problem? Nobody goes, oh my God, no basketball games on GFN, it's over. No, they just say, okay, I can play a basketball game somewhere else. Because I enjoy all of them and I'm not breaking the bank. Even if you just do 2 of them, you still can't really go wrong as a cloud gamer, I think. Your 2 doesn't even have to be Stadia. I'm just trying to understand what the problem is. What is the problem? Can someone help me with that before I go? What is the problem? And Ray knows. Ray plays everything. Ray plays everything. He enjoys everything. He loves Stadia, but Ray loves playing everything. And if something were to happen, he's still going to find his joy elsewhere. So Ray ain't got a cap for you. Ray did an interview with Stadia Connect North, him, Rock. Shout out to the family. They at SPG, shout out. They did an interview. Had some conversations. Realized that there's some things on the plate, as we've been telling you. Until them things get fully cooked, guess what? He enjoys the other platforms, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but he's enjoying them. I'm just trying to understand the problem. Stadia was the only cloud platform. In order for you to get y'all get mad when people say cloud gaming is a cult, but y'all make it sound like a cult. Y'all make it seem like that you're getting jumped in to a cult or something or some gang. And in order for you to play cloud gaming, you gotta first deal with only Stadia. For 99 months. That's what y'all make it seem like. Y'all make it seem like that y'all want to try other things, but you're forced to only deal with Stadia for 99 months, or you'll get a finger cut off or something. No, you can try all of them and enjoy them. And none of the major ones are going anywhere. They're not going away. These are the early years. They're 1%, 3% businesses. What is the problem? Kenra, thank you for pointing out the time. My wife is going to whoop my ass. All right, y'all. Again, we're going to be back with, I think me and Smock are going to be able to do the show tomorrow. Hopefully, we don't have any issues on my end. Let me see. I think my brother, I think he sent me a message. Come on. A lot of work happening behind the scenes. Tommy Rocks is getting on them in that DM. Shout out Tommy Rocks. Get on their asses, bro. Get on their asses. Okay. Gotcha. So there won't be no show tomorrow. No problem, brother. That gives me more. I'm working. And here's what it is, y'all. I'm fully transparent. Ain't nothing wrong with y'all. Y'all like family. I love y'all. But my wife is trying to get back to work. She wants to get back to work. And they're fighting her to get back to work because of what she had to deal with. They're concerned if she goes back out again. Which, if her job isn't careful about it, it's going to lead to problems on their end because they're not approaching this, I think, in a legal fashion. So we're having conversations right now, but there's a conversation that me, her, and somebody have to have in regards to this. So, you know, it's just, you know, we're getting closer to that time to where she's gonna fully recover, get back to work. But it's just some of the stupid stuff that you got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Just the adulting stuff. So that's why we canceled the show, because I wasn't sure around what time she was going to be available, but she said we had to do this before it got too late. So she's ready for me now. So that's why I said at any given time, I have to put this to an end because we have to wait for this third person. We won't have a show tomorrow. I don't know, because in regards to the same issue, I'm going to have to call somebody in the morning. So I don't know if I'm going to have a substitute for for weekend checkup. I might. We'll see. Might tap Pete and see if Pete's available. We'll see. But with that being said, I'll keep you posted. Stay tuned here to Stadia Dosage, StadiaDosage.com for more information. And I appreciate all of y'all. Thank y'all so much for